the stretching portion of your off-day flexibility routine, what we're going to do is incorporate several stretches for the upper and the lower body. What I'm going to do is demonstrate these stretches with a stretching band. This can be bought from a site called performbetter.com, one we recommend, or you can really use anything though that you can loop around your foot. You know, something like an exercise band. I've heard of people using belts, or even a karate belt is really good. Just make sure it doesn't slip off the foot. But what we're going to start out with is what is called a three-way band stretch. So for this, what I'm doing, coming onto my back here, looping the band around the middle of my foot, laying on my back. And what I'm doing is I'm just starting down here at the bottom and just pulling as far back as I can comfortably, coming back down. This is what is called an active isolated stretch, because as opposed to holding in a static stretch, we're just going to hold for 1 to 2 seconds, kind of tug it into a new range of motion at the top here while keeping the leg straight and release. I'm looking for 10 reps of each of these. And the one thing to think about with this is move through a slow, relaxed range of motion. This is not a jerky type motion, so think about just pulling back and exhaling. Take a deep breath as you're coming down and exhale slowly as you're coming up. That'll really help to relax the muscle and help to lengthen it a little bit more. Once you get to 10, pulling back, what we're going to do is come to the outside here. Alright, so I'm just stretching out my groin. You can really use either hand for that. I'm looking for 10 of those, followed by 10 reps to the inside here. Notice I'm kind of twisting the body just a little bit here as I come to the side. Okay, and we're going to finish up with the calf, actually. So for this, I'm going to bring this around my toe, pull back, and push forward. This stretch can also be done against the wall, which I'll also demonstrate. Okay, moving on, we have our next stretch, which is a butt stretch. Ouch. So I'm going to cross one leg over the other leg here. It's called a figure 4 stretch. I'm going to pull the back of my leg here and just pull back as far as I can comfortably. All right, what I'm really feeling here, stretch here in the down leg. For people that have trouble getting into this position, you can also just pull the back leg as far as you can comfortably and release. Our next stretch for the lower body would be a hip flexor stretch. Now I've got a box here, and as prescribed in our warm-up or in the illustrations, I have putting the back foot on top of the box. This can also be done just with one foot down, and all you're doing really is leaning forward until you feel a stretch, trying to keep the torso upright, really contracting the butt cheek of the back leg here, and turning in slightly. Again, I'm just holding at the top for 1 to 2 seconds and releasing, and that would be 10 times on each side. We're going to follow that up with 2 drills for the upper body. Okay, now this first drill is called a reach and rotate. I'm going to do it this way so the camera can pick this up. What I'm doing here is my leg is straight. I'm using the arm closest to the floor here to pull one leg across my body. I'm going to take my arm, reach the sky, and just try to rotate onto the floor. Just think about holding for 1 or 2 seconds and coming back. What I'm trying to do is I'm rotating to the side here, is pull this hip down into the floor. You're going to feel a stretch here in this hip as well, and that's a good thing. That's what we want. Okay, so holding, coming back. We're going to finish in this position with our last stretch, which is called an arm sweep. Let's push this aside a little bit. And with this, I'm starting with my hand right down by my butt, and I'm just sweeping up and over my body here, trying to keep my arm on the floor. That's really hard, and as you get to the top, I want you to think about really pressing down on that down hip, trying to press it into the floor across the body. You'll get a good stretch up here in the shoulder, up here in the hip, and that'll really help to mobilize that area. Okay, I want you to perform 10 reps on each side. You would perform all of these drills back to back, just one set of 10, and that is your stretching routine.